Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. What are we talking about today? Um, I don't really know. I just want to vent, and that is exactly what I'm gonna do. You know? Yeah. But what do you guys think about my hair? It took me like a good hour. I like first did a slick back, and then I did like two puffs, and I was just like, nah, this is not cutting it. And then this was the end result. Literally all that to get to this. Isn't it crazy? But yeah, I don't know, you guys. The state of the world. I actually feel kind of crazy just like existing. But it's like I feel like the world has always been like this. Like this shit was always ending. There was always chaos. Yeah, you know? And there's just been a lot of shifts in my life. Um I feel like before when there was a lot of crazy things happening in the world, because I was like heavily practicing like religion and stuff like that. I would use religion to cope, but I have completely deconstructed from religion, and I I felt crazier. I felt crazier um trying to make sense of all of this when I was bound to religion. But now I have like a deeper understanding of all of this and just the chaos in general. And I still I will definitely say I'm feeling more regulated than I used to, because I remember just like crying like in the middle of the night and just like while just thinking about all the atrocities happening. But now is though it's still extremely hard to understand and cope with, I I feel like I'm not losing my shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't I it's just thinking back to it, I don't know. I don't know how I justified a lot of shit with religion. Because we like to think that religion like sets morality, even though morality is kind of personal to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Morality is personal to everyone, really. So it doesn't really exist. It's not a set thing, because it's like if everything was created with a yes and no or good or bad, and everyone is perceiving this this neutral thing from either a good or a bad stance, then this thing doesn't inherently hold any meaning. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the thing in the middle is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if I'm making sense, but it just doesn't exist. Like, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people think, oh, if you don't follow religion, then how do you know the difference between good and bad? But I'm like, if you're saying that God created both good and bad within his creation, then that means good and bad are inherently equal. And therefore, neither hold any meaning. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean shit. I think like even the whole concept of sin. I think what sin really is what is sin? Like sin, I feel like sin is like separation. You know what I'm saying? Like if I do something to harm someone else, if I think for a moment that that harm is not going to affect me in some way, then that is a sin. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's delusional to think that the harm that you inflict outside of you is separate from you, because you can't separate you can't separate it. You can't. You know what I'm saying? It's a movement, it's energy, and it came from you, and it's gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's your energy field that you are pushing out. If you don't think that's gonna affect you, and it's like it doesn't even have to affect you in the same way that you have hurt that person, but it's like you're gonna be paranoid. You're gonna look at people as if, you know, as if, they're gonna harm you. Like, you're gonna have a hard time trusting people, nigga. That's your punishment. I feel like that's your punishment. That's your hell. You're not gonna be able to trust people because you know that you're not a person who can be trusted. Like, you go around just harming people, doing bad to people, and now you're looking over your shoulder, not being able to trust anyone, and you're all fidgety and shit because you're afraid that someone's gonna do you like how you do people. You know? And I think that's a horrible way to live. Like, it doesn't allow for you to experience life. You're kind of just living in this rigidness, and knowing that I've like experiencing that rigidity in my own life compared to now, it's like you don't even know that you're living within that confinement until you step outside of it, right? And then it's like, whoa, you're able to accept more, you're able to perceive more, you're able to experience just more of life. Just, you don't even have to be doing anything physically. You can just, like, you're watching the news, and or you're just scrolling on TikTok, right? And you're like, not, you don't have this sense to like judge people because like because some part of you feels like morally superior because you follow a certain sect or a certain religion or a certain god, or, you know what I'm saying? You see people for who they are, you accept that, you understand it. um you don't even have to accept it. You just understand that that's what they are in that moment. That is who they are right now in that moment, but that's not who they're going to be forever. And you're able to hold that, and you're able to understand that, and then you're able to move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? Because you see everyone like like they're you. You know, you're able to expand, you're able to change, and you hold the same like regard for everyone else. You know what I'm saying? And even when you think you're not being judgmental, when you kind of restrict your mind within these systems, even when you think you're not like being harmful or judgmental, you actually are. You know, because I don't know, like, genuinely, to follow religion, it's like struggle Olympics, low key. Like, you're seeing who is like, part of you wants to see, because you're restricting a lot of your humanity, because you're restricting a lot of your desires, you're pushing this shit down, and you're demonizing the natural human emotions and sensations that come through your body, that your body wants to experience, which is why you're here on this earth in the first place. When you demonize those things, you're demonizing people, you're demonizing life, you're demonizing reality, and just the human part of you in general. Like, I don't know, I can't imagine. I said I can't imagine. The guy lived this shit. But I can't imagine myself going back into that type of space again. Oh my god, like, I remember just feeling so paranoid. Like, whenever I had like a thought, I'm thinking, oh my god, this is the devil. Like, this thought is coming from the devil. Like, and I would fucking go crazy. Like, my anxiety was so bad. Oh my god. And it's like, it wasn't even a crazy thought, like, either. It was just something that just, cause look, thoughts, I now understand that thoughts are neutral. They don't hold any fucking meaning. And you're not only absorbing your thoughts, like your thoughts are coming from the field. You know what I'm saying? And yo, I would just be like, why am I thinking like this? What is going on? And oh my god, it was just so bad. Like I was just it was so bad. And it's like every day my feelings just about myself, like my self-esteem would just fluctuate every fucking day. Like yo, one day I felt holy, the next moment I felt like a fucking sinner who deserves to be in hell and burn and rot in hell. I'm like, yo, hold on, I'm just like, I'm not even doing nothing for real. And look, I'm already someone who's like deeply introverted. I'm someone who, yeah, like I was saying, yeah, I have ADHD, so it's like, um, my thought patterns were just like fucking crazy. Like the connections my brain would make, and like sometimes I went too far. I felt like I went too far, and I felt like I didn't understand why, like I was starting to have kind of resentment with God too, because it kind of made me like kind of victim, like become a victim in my own mind. And it wasn't fun. It just wasn't fun. Like always feeling like there's something wrong with you. And I was already someone who was extremely hypercritical. And then just like when I got into a period where like I felt like, okay, I'm getting older, I feel like it's time for me to start being on my shit, like on like religiously, you feel me, start actually like taking my religion serious and going above and beyond with it. Boy, when that happened, when I took that step and I did that, just know I think I actually hated myself, genuinely. Like and it's like I wasn't even, it just forced me to become more of the things that I disliked within myself. And the victimizing, the self-pity, like, you know what I'm saying? What else? Like just always feeling there's something wrong with me, the people pleasing, kind of like religion for like the thing with me, what I hate specifically, what I specifically hated was a lot of the women that I saw in my life who were deeply tied to religion. um I knew that they weren't happy. Like I'm talking about like the older women, like the older women married, have kids. You know what I'm saying? They never looked happy to me. And they thought it was a service to extend yourself as much as possible to please God, especially when it came to a man, and staying silent about how much it affects you, and staying silent about how much it actually, like, it felt like a struggle, and like how much you were actually losing, how much of yourself you was actually losing. Like staying silent about those things basically meant that, like, you know, you're more deserving of heaven for some fucking reason. Like because the more you struggle, the more rewarded you get. And it's like, no, why would I? It's like pouring from an empty cup, pouring from an empty glass. Like you don't even have much to give, and you're forcing yourself to give anyway. And then you don't think you're gonna resent not only the person that you're pouring into, but the God that you're serving. Do you not think that's gonna happen? And even if you don't acknowledge it, baby, is there. It's there. And it just sucks that so many women die like that, and then it's just like, and then people hear, oh my gosh, she passed away, but she always, you know, she always gave. And she did this and she did that, even when she didn't have anything. I'm like, no, when you're not supposed to do that though. Like, you're not supposed to do that though. You're not supposed to do that though. And I know people will be like, that's selfish, but it's like, genuinely, like, what's more selfish? Think about it. What's more selfish? It's not even about selfish. What's more disingenuous, right? Being honest, or like giving to someone and being like, I'm gonna get rewarded for this. Like, it's not even coming from a true place. Like, it's not even coming from a real place of love, and it's coming from obligation and wanting to be rewarded like a fucking dog. No, no. Like, oh my god. And it's like, I was already such a fucking people pleaser. So it's like, I'm just so happy I'm at where I'm at, and I know this now, because I feel like if I did like stay that path and like really ingrain myself in religion, and like especially in my adult years, yo, I felt like I would have life would have felt kind of pathetic for me. Um Low key. Like, oh, I don't think I would be able to like really look at myself. And it's like, you're gonna be thinking, oh, I deserve this. No, not even from like a genuine place, like I deserve this. It's just like you feel like God must give you this because you did this and I did that and I did this. So God is supposed to give this to me because I did this and I did that. But then you're gonna play it off like, no, I trust God. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do this anyway. And this and this and this and this, and just extend myself as much as I can till I'm left with nothing. You know? Yeah. Um yeah. I don't know. I just don't think religion is for women. You know? No, I know it's not. It's not for women. It's like religion is inherently patriarchal. Like, it's misogynistic. It is the patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god. And what sucks even more, like just thinking about it, like I remember too when I like felt like, oh my god, I am doing my shit. Like, I'm on my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was covered up, and I was like, all of a sudden, mind you, I have never wanted a husband. Like, I've never wanted like the thought of marriage. I would just speak it, but I knew inside it wasn't even deep down. It wasn't even really deep down, but I knew I didn't want to get married. Like, marriage didn't seem like something, like marriage was never really desirable for me. It's just, I know like a lot of the time, especially like when I was like just like being a teenager, you know, that's kind of the stuff that we talk about. It's the more interesting aspects. Like, marriage seems like this oasis that you finally get to go to when you grow up, and ugh, it just feels like a destination. It feels like it's like a piece of heaven on earth that we have to that is attainable here. You know what I'm saying? And we romanticize it a lot. And yeah, where was I going with this? Yeah, so I remember like when I first got really on my shit and I felt like I was really religious, that's when I all of a sudden started having these like desires for marriage. But I'm like, I never really questioned where they came from. And then one day I sat down. I'm like, why? Why do I feel like I want to get married now? And I said, because when you're super religious, as a woman, uh, the man is it becomes the confine like it becomes the confines in where your womanhood exists, your femininity exists. And really what I wanted was to experience my as much as my femininity, just as much as my womanhood as I can, and I felt like I could only do that within the confines of a marriage. And I now know that isn't true, but I really thought like it's crazy because religion doesn't even allow you for you to even exercise it demonizes a lot of femininity. And you know, it just sucks. It really just sucks. And oh my god, I remember when I first started deconstructing, feeling like oh my god, I thought I was going crazy. Like I genuinely felt like I felt so guilty until one day I was like, wait, the concept of the devil only exists here. It doesn't exist outside of religion, you know, because now you just see a thought as a thought and a desire as a desire. And then now you're not looking at it from a place of avoidance. You're looking at it now from a place of understanding. You know, you want to understand why you have a certain desire. You want to understand why you keep getting a certain thought. And then you become closer to yourself, and you become closer to people around you, and then you become closer to just nature and everything. And everything just becomes unified because you understand now that everything is inherently neutral. Because if God created everything and God is good, then God is not separate from bad as well. And that bad is inherently also good, right? But that isn't like, you know, it's just neutral. It doesn't mean anything. We give meaning to everything. We do. And it's hard to accept. It's hard to feel like, oh my god, wait, I have that much authority? Are you serious? But you do. We actually do. And it's actually really liberating once you actually see it. Once you see that, wow, you have the ability to create your experiences fully, you know, from a place that's organic to you, that's real to you, that's special to you. You know what I'm saying? It's you. And you get to see more of yourself. Like I know so much more of myself now, and I'm so grateful. So grateful. And I've become like I fall in love with myself every day. Like because it's like I learned something new, and I don't demonize the things that I learn or that I want to learn, or just I don't demonize any part of myself. You know, I don't think that there's a part of me that is, you know, from God and a part of me that's from the devil. I think I'm whole and I'm organic and I'm real and I'm everything, okay? And you are too. Yeah. Bye guys.